Hello, my name is Logan Anderson. I am a member of Group 2, and this is our Chapter 7 exercise. So, first off, we were instructed to use the employee attrition data set to build a logistic regression model in order to predict employee attrition. Um, we were then asked what the equation for this model is, asked how well it performs, and then asks if the assumptions of the logistic regression is met, and are there any influential or outlying observations that may be cause for concern. Here we've included Appendix A that gives more details based on the different variables that can be used for this regression. Here's the regression itself. We'll come back to that in a moment. So for the equation itself, there are so many different variables that it was not practical to actually write it out in an equation form. You can see we have our intercept that will be consistent between any variables that are true or untrue for a certain scenario, and the others would be included as needed. Coming back to this slide, you can see that our R squared value was 0.259, which is not great. So it doesn't really perform extremely well. All the variables left us with an R squared of 0.259, which means that 25.9% of the data could be accurately predicted with this model. But when we remove variables to try different outcomes, we were not able to get an R squared value of greater than 0.15. As far as the outliers, we'll go back to this slide. As you can see, there are a few outliers on the far left of the residual plot that could potentially be confounding with some of our results. There don't seem to be any below, but there are those handful above. So then we're supposed to use the generalized linear model to recreate the logistic regression model for the employee attrition, and then verify that we got the same results as with logistic regression. In using the GLM, we were not allowed to make attrition the actual response of the GLM, but we did create one using job satisfaction as the job satisfaction variable as the response variable in and of itself. So looking here, job satisfaction was our outcome we were looking at. Looking at our fit line, we can see that it is not perfect, but it is actually not too terribly far off. We have a handful of points in our residual plot that could be potentially outliers, but if they are, they just barely lie outside of those bounds of our +2, -2 that we like to see our residuals sit into. Thank you.